God, I hope they doesn't copyright me for that music. Welcome on in, everyone, to another live stream. This is my second live stream I've done. No, actually, it's my third one. I had to get rid of the other one because I had a copyright because of the music, because I'm an idiot. Yeah, it's a bit of road call. Ray, thank you for being here. I thought you'd be in Easy Math Solutions live stream, mate, because he's streaming at the moment. But no, I appreciate you being on here, Ray. Hidden, it feels weird without you being here, man. It feels weird. And well, we've got John Scott as well. Thanks for being here as well. And other people as well. No, Cosmic Twilight. Who the hell's that? Hey, it's me. But no, thank you for being here on this live stream. This is just like a test run because, as you can probably tell, I'm not skipping. It should be nice and smooth. I just splashed out a lot of money on basically a gaming PC. So I can do like play games on like Twitch and stuff like that, which I quite like to do. So I needed something quite powerful to do live streams, editing and playing games. So I did splash out a lot of money. At the same time, I splashed out more money on an Insta360 Ace 2 Pro, which was, God, yeah, I can't tell you, but I saved a lot of money and it was well worth it. So yeah, it's, our live streams are weird at the moment for me because being on my own is going to be different. Because we get to Alien Addict now, as we're coming up to upcoming live streams. I'm kind of like shitting myself, to be honest with you, because that is such a big undertaking to do. I mean, Ollie said to me not long ago, it was before Christmas, he says, look, Alien Addict is not really doing anything. It's just sitting there. And we want to continue the brand, basically. But we would like you, Nick, to be the host of the show. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, it's going to be a different format, and I have been thinking different things I can do and apply to Alien Addict. I want to do something that's a bit different to what normal UFO channels are doing. I like to do more field research, and I've got like books of ufology throughout the decades. So it's going to be interesting. So as we're on the subject of Alien Addict, first live show will be Friday. That would be, hold on, I've got the calendar up here. Friday the something. Basically next Friday, basically. And it's going to be at 9 o'clock. And it's going to be, I don't know what I've got planned, to be honest with you. I've got a lot of explanation to do because people's going to go, oh, where's Ollie? Where's Lee? Where's Dave? So he's going to go back to that sort of shebang, really. So yeah, it's going to be very exciting for 2025. And I mean, look at 2025 already. It's such a crazy batshit year. And it's making me go, oh God, what we've got in store for the rest of the year. We played like maybe middle of January already, and it's just things are really shit's hitting the fan, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, it's going to be a good show, a good new beginning for me. And obviously, Hidden, you'll be on as well, mate. And obviously, we get the normal guests. We're speaking to Matt, and Ollie, Lee, and Dave will show up at some point, but they're doing like 5 days a week talking about conspiracies. My God, I don't know if you've been listening to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. Ollie added loads of stuff. There we go. The Daily Conspiracy Podcast on Spotify, Podbean, and Apple as well. I spoke to Ollie about the podcast because I listen every day to them. And I apply what I went through in the last 3 months was a bit too much for me when it came to like conspiracies. It got a bit too much. I took it too seriously. And it's only until recently I had to like really take a step back and say, like, I really need to get my marbles in straight. Not everything is conspiracy. And it really depends on the person, if they're kind of like strong-minded. I mean, for instance, Dave on Alien Addict, he's very strong-minded. So I think being a conspiracy theorist, 24/7, especially doing a podcast about it every single day, you've got to have that very strong mindset. for me, it just sort of broke. I was just like, oh god, bloody hell, it got way too much. And I said to Ollie, I says, look, you're kind of new to this conspiracy realm, and it can take a toll on you. So it's a hard thing to do, but nevertheless, it's very entertaining, and there's so much dick jokes. Tons of dick jokes. Oh, it's absolutely crazy. So, guys, could anyone let me know if my mic's working all right or the sound's all right? If this is just, I said, just like a test run. I've got things to talk about, like chemtrails, the toxic fog, and some other things as well. So, I'm just going to check on my levels. 2 seconds, guys. But yeah, thanks for being on here on this crazy day. And I was looking at the fires in California. Absolutely crazy. I've never seen. It looks like our bloody movie set, doesn't it? Let's have a little look. I know at the moment. Let's have a little look. Am I live? Am I working? Yes. Okay, we're fine. Fantastic. Okay, right. What I got in store for today is I want to talk about chemtrails, because what I've been doing for the past couple of years is filming the skies, really analyzing the sky, find out persistent trails or chemtrails actually do. So what I've been doing is filming the skies 24/7 with my time lapse camera and tracking the trails, see how many trails persist throughout the day. How many times do they do it throughout the week? I mean, for instance, what I do is each video I upload on my Rumble channel. In fact, just to bring it up, actually, I've got my Rumble channel up here, so we put that to one side. Here we go here. Let's put in. Okay. So if you go to Investigate with Nick 89, this is primarily my main channel. This is where I upload pretty much every single day on my time lapse. And you will see I've got over 750 videos that I've taken for the past couple of years. And what I've done, when the days it's really heavily persisted with trails, I would write this CM. So that means chemtrails morning. I've got another one here, CE, which means chemtrails evening. Now, those are the days where it was like extremely bad. And I wanted to know whether or not these trails that we see in the sky can be one way, like sort of tracked back like years ago, because the spreading of chemtrails has been going on since like the late 90s. And what I wanted to do, I'll just come out of a minute. I'm going to show you. I've got some photographs here. Go to media. Right here. No, that one there. Okay. So as you can see here, these are persistent trails or so-called chemtrails dating back from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. I'd say especially the one on the middle right, that was taken in the 1960s. So again, I'm not debunking chemtrails. Chemtrails is a very real thing, but the chemtrail community is saying that, oh no, these trails haven't been going on for 60 years. Well, they say, well, I haven't really seen these trails in a long time, or since I was a kid, and we're talking about the middle-aged people here. And I say, well, no, actually, if you do your research, you will actually find these trails that have persisted. I've got another one here as well from the 80s, 90s. So again, we can track these trails back years ago. So what I've done, let's bring this back to this one. Which one was a really good one? The Daily Dose of Vitamins, as me and Hidden like to say. So in overall, I would say the amount of times it's been like this about 7 times throughout the year. Okay, it's been literally like hammered, and this is my own personal collection that I've been filming. This is just this year specifically in 2024, and it makes me think, okay, right, 7 times out of 365 days of the year, what is that supposed to do to climate change to actually stop the planet from warming? So this is one sort of experiment that I wanted to do. But again, I'm not denying chemtrails or anything like that. but not every single trail in the sky we see is a chemtrail, basically. And I have gone into great detail in the chemtrail videos that I have brought out this year, and I brought out quite a few of them. They're all on my YouTube channel as well. So it's been a really mixed bag this year in terms of what these trails actually do, because the days when it's been hammered, let's skip forward. There's one of them. Yeah, this one here. Like really bad, but it's not really blocking out the sun, so to speak. It's not dimming the temperature. And this is what I'm finding, and it's a bit sketchy because all the chemtrail videos I see on X, on Twitter, look at that, it looks like a question mark. That's crazy, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, all the chemtrail videos I see on X and on TikTok, I think just people are just pointing their cameras in the sky and are not really analyzing what is actually going on. For instance, this is a very typical example you can see here. This is a complete whiteout. So you've got the mix of the white haze as well. So one can say, well, the trails have been sprayed 100 miles away or a couple of 100 miles away, and eventually it's just spread out as it's got further and further towards me, and it's created this white sheen. Absolutely, it could do that. But the amount of days of it hasn't really blocked out the sun, it's very minimal. But again, I'm not denying chemtrails at all, not denying it. So 2024, in terms of chemtrails, has been a mixed bag, and it's been a very crap summer. And I mean a very crap summer for us here in England. It's been cold, wet, windy. Temperatures are not sufficient enough. It's just been absolutely horrendous. So yeah, I thought I'll just mention that first of all. I mean, if you want to go back on the videos that I've done on my Rumble channel here, I tell you what, I'll show you this. This is the nighttime lapse taken on the AC360 Pro. Just want to check on chat for the moment. Who we got in here? Hey, how's it going, S-Man? Can I put you up here? There we go. Thanks for being on in. And Sheepop, thanks for saying name. Thanks for being in. What you say here, man? I need to take more photos of these chemtrails. We have big skies here in the flatlands of the Fens. What's that? Is that where you live, mate? The Fens. Never heard of that place. Flat Island. Yeah. Well, you got an amazing like landscape, I could imagine, bruv, with your sort of flat landscape. Like for me, let's bring up the nighttime lapse. It's really annoying because I've got these big trees, but this is bloody ads. Go away. Go away. Don't worry, guys, I will check on chat as well. I'm like multitasking at the moment. Oh, what are we doing? Right. This is from the AS360 Ace2 Pro, I believe. That's how you say it. But look at that. It's amazing how many stars you capture at night. I mean, I film 24/7 the skies because they do spray at night and they can create this sort of halo effect as well. So who knows what's really coming over the skies. But look at how much stars are in the distance. It's absolutely incredible. And they got the moon right. Well, I try to get it like right bang in center, but you've got all these bloody like shrubs and trees I need to cut a little bit. But that's 4K quality with a 400-pound camera. Well, absolutely looks stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. So, right, let's move away from chemtrails. So, yeah, S-Man, if you want to do your own experiment, what you saying here, bruv? Yeah, the Fens Flattens area in Britain, east of England, Cambridgeshire. So is that Cambridgeshire? Oh, honestly, honestly, I don't know why Ollie says, "Hey, come in and be the host of Alien Addict." I can barely read. Hidden, you know that. Yeah, it's good quality picture, man. It's yeah, it's for 400 quid. I mean, that's going to be running 24/7, so I hope it lasts. But yeah, Cambridgeshire, I've heard of that, and apparently it's a beautiful landscape. So yeah, very lucky to live there, man. Right, so chemtrails out the way. So again, if you look at my videos on YouTube, and on my Rumble channel, you can see it may sound like I come across as a skeptic. I'm really not. Chemtrails is a real thing, and there is a program starting next year. If you go onto my, hold on, let's grab this up. Oh yeah, share screen. Okay, still learning, still learning. Where am I to? If you go on to this one here, UK government funding solar radiation management model in 2025. They've actually said they're going to start doing proper programs for solar radiation management. It talks about obviously spraying the skies because that was part of it, starting this year in April, and it's going to last 54 months, which is a 5-year program. So I'll say more or less keep your eyes to the skies. They've been doing it for a long period of time, but this is actual official government document. And this is, you can see, I actually brought up the whole page that was on the government website, the UK government website, and I go through absolutely everything here. Yeah, you can see here, see where the funding was coming from, the National Environment Research Council. It's a multi-million-pound funding for this program, and it's going to four projects will be funded for 54 months at the beginning of 2025. So again, that's all official. Did I bring this up stage? Hold on, I've got to show it again. I think I showed you. Okay. What an idiot! What an idiot! So yeah, here we go. We'll be funding 80% of the program. This is from the National Environment Research Council, and the 4 projects, which is solar radiation management, and there's like marine sky brightening, cirrus cloud thinning. So there's like a multitude of solar radiation projects going on. Again, will last 54 months in the beginning of April 2025. So keep your eyes to the skies on that. So yeah, if I fuck up on the screen, that's it's my fault. Yeah, learning curve here. So we've got the chemtrail, right, toxic fog. This was a very strange event that happened before Christmas. And what happened I think it was before Christmas. So the 23rd or it was the 24th. It was before Christmas, extremely foggy. And I came back from boot camp every Monday and I was driving home in this thick fog and it was cold. For me, it was cold, which makes no sense if it was humid. And I had the air conditioning going on, sort of blowing the hot air. And I was like, God, this smells like sulfur. And I put the window down. I was like, yeah, it absolutely reeks out here. I live quite high up, so we'll get like the real thick brunt of the fog itself. And I did take some pictures out, sort of experimenting with the camera and all that. And it still had that lingering sulfur smell. Couldn't get rid of it. It didn't really sting my eyes, even though my missus says to me, look, you've gone kind of like red in the face after when I came in, which was a bit odd. So that was 23rd, 24th. And then I got to Christmas Day. I was at my nan's place and I woke up Christmas Day feeling like shit. So I thought, well, get to my nan's place, have a cup of tea, sweet cup of tea, big roast dinner as it was Christmas, and hopefully it'll clear, make me feel better. Well, as I'm like drinking like it's 3 cups of tea, and I had the roast dinner, and I'm sat there and going, oh, my literally head is pounding. It felt like the beginning of a cold. You know, you can feel it at the back of the throat, the back of the nose. And I thought, fuck, that came on quick. And then obviously being on Twitter, on X, and on TikTok, unfortunately, I started to notice all the videos of people going, this fogging is a bit odd, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't really happen at this sort of time of year, which it has done. Okay, so it's nothing new, but it started to appear all around the world. America, England, Spain, Italy, and there was even one in Kenya as well. But people were mentioning that they're being sick of the same symptoms and smelling the same thing. And I thought, this is weird. Obviously, being a conspiracy theory brain, you know, you tend to sort of go for the conspiracy theory route instead of actually like a logical explanation. You know what I mean? So for me, I was going, oh, it's just fog. It's just fog. Well, it is. You know, we've seen fog before, especially in my area. But the coincidences of how many people were saying the same thing, I'm having like beginnings of a cold, feel like out of breath. Like literally, I could like fall asleep at the bloody dinner table. That's how bad it was. So who knows, man? I mean, what I can bring up here, which people have been talking about a lot on the internet. Let's bring this up. Is Operation Sea Spray. So this was a project going back in the 1950s, and this was undertaken by the US Navy, and it was a secret biological weapon experiment, which they spreaded. I can't bloody say that word. Serratia marcella. Okay, read that for yourself, and something else as well. So this was bacteria that was sprayed onto the San Francisco Bay Area in California, in order to determine how vulnerable a city like San Francisco may be to a biological attack, killing at least 1 and sickening at least 10. This is crazy stuff that they would do. Like, I understand it's bacteria, but this is like mold bacteria, this stuff here. And we'll get to the smell in a minute. I did a quick Google search into it. So they have done in the past. I mean, people say, oh, this is in the 1950s. They would never do that now. Please. If they can do spraying chemtrails in the sky, I'm pretty sure they can do other stuff. So I think this program is still going on, still to this day. Where to Operation Sea Spray. Yeah, so one person died because of it. But I believe this person, it's the lawsuit here, was saying that someone was going for a medical procedure, and unfortunately the infection just got a bit too much, and then unfortunately the person died. But people still can get ill from this sort of stuff, and it's just crazy that they would do stuff like this. And then I started doing more of a research. I mean, okay, this is Wikipedia we're talking about. It's a bit like hit and miss, but there's something called, where is it, to the Dorset biological experiment, and this was test done in the UK, okay, and this was from 1953 to 1975, and this was called the Dice Trials, that was conducted in the Portland Down area. Zinc, cowardly. Oh my god. These big words I can't read properly, but yeah, you get the idea. They were basically spraying bacteria, and I believe E. coli as well. This is not mentioned in this Wikipedia article, but E. coli was actually spread. There is the document. Oh, I forgot to bring up. Oh, I'm not going to search for it now. I'll put it in the chat if I find it. But I was reading through the documents of what they were actually doing in Dorset, and they actually had vans that were actually spraying stuff into the public. Is absolutely crazy. I mean, what they're actually doing is horrendous. So to say that they won't do it now I think it's outlandish. I think absolutely. And going back to the fog, whether or not it was actually true or not, that it was sprayed on purpose, I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it? It really is hard to say. There is a video I was going to bring up. That was it. So this guy here, he stated that someone actually tested the fog. And if we go to 1111, number haunts me everywhere. And let's listen to what this chap has to say.
That is hellish looking. I mean, it really is. That is just something. Testing the fog. I had a viewer send me an email. Now, this person lives in, I'll just say the southern part of Florida. And their neighbor, somebody in their neighborhood, took some samples, some testing of the fog, this dense fog, when it was very thick one day or one evening. I don't remember which, but they tested it and had some samples of this stuff taken. And it's interesting. I'm going to read a part of this. I saved it here. Samples taken. The test results indicate the fog contains, and I'm going to probably butcher this, Serratia, Serratia, and then the second word is Marcenus, Marcescens, bacterial And the sample was collected January 1st.
So it's just the same bacteria that I was mentioning on the Wikipedia page.
Back on the 1st. Heavy fog glass container. Let's see. Bacteria are parasites. Chemical fog saturated with trillions of parasites. Now, I am not a scientist. I am not a bacteria expert. I don't. That doesn't sound good. That sounds bad. Now, if you have more knowledge on this, chime in the comments. I'm open, but you could probably take a sample of the air out here, and you'd probably have some bad stuff in it. I don't know, but that doesn't sound good. I can also, and I've heard from some of you the same thing I'm about to tell you. And there's some, I haven't, not so much here lately, but when I go out at night with the dogs and I let them do their business on this pitch dark, I will have a flashlight. When I shine that flashlight, and this is when it's not fog either, I shine that flashlight, and for the last year and a half, about the last year, off and on, not all the time, when I shine that light, it's like it's almost like a droplets of rain coming within the light, through the light that the flashlight is beaming out there. And I didn't notice. I have never noticed that before. People might say, it's all the time. No, it's not. And these droplets are very evident. I mean, just me looking at it. And I wondered what that was. And I've heard from some of you the same exact thing. And you've said the same thing. You've only noticed it in the last year.
So there we go. That's a lot of people have been saying when they've been looking at the fog, especially through like a torch or a doorbell, you can see like really thick, sort of like people say it's like nanoparticles that's floating about. To have pesticides, parasites floating about. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if you look at what I gotta say, his name is Bill Gates, isn't it? What he's been doing, making genetically engineered mosquitoes, and then I mean, there's plenty of videos online of actually being dropped into the sky. It's crazy. So I wouldn't be surprised if this fog was an experiment testing a new parasite or bacteria. Who knows? Who knows? But next time the fog does appear, I know. I mean, where do you go to get tests done? This is it. It's a really tricky one. What you can actually find. I imagine it would cost like a lot of money. I mean, people have been trying to test like chemtrails and stuff like that, and it does hefty price. So if you're going to deal with like using universities and stuff like that. So yeah, that was my experience with the toxic fog. Strange thing, man. I don't know if it's like mass hysteria that's been part of this. A possibility. I mean, social media is very, very prominent at the moment, and more people are relying on TikTok and X for their information because people don't believe in mainstream media anymore. Totally understandable. So we're getting our information from, unreliable sources, I should say. It's got to be said, really. I can't just believe what somebody says on TikTok. You know what I mean? I try to apply like rational thought to it. I mean, if you go back to the Daily Conspiracy podcast on Spotify and Podbean and Apple every single day, Monday to Friday, they've made a really strange and yet fascinating in regards of like what the fog was supposed to do. So Dave believes that there is some sort of alien invasion coming, not a Project Bluebeam, but he believes that I'm going to get this wrong probably. He says that there's portals opening up, and this is the reason why we're seeing the drones at the moment, because they're actually trying to find where these portals are opening up. Look at the Miami Moore incident. Okay, just like a typical example. It's like, shit, we've got these portals open up. We've got 8-foot aliens running about. So the combination of the fog was a way to track where these portals were. So you had the drones and the combination with the fog. Obviously, what's it called? Smart dust was brought up, whether or not that was actually in contribution for the fog itself. And smart dust is known for actually tracking And there was another video I forgot to put up, and it was a very old school video about smart dust. And if we breathe it in, they can actually track you because it's actually through your blood. So even if you go through like a 5G sort of tower, it can actually still track you because you got the stuff going through your body. It is a possibility. It might have been smart dust, but you're never going to know the truth. The same with these drone situations. I just don't think you're going to get the truth on it. I really don't. I mean, I know. Yeah, that's it, Asama. It's yeah, so smart dust. It's you can find videos on it. It's I haven't seen videos on it for quite a while, but if I remember rightly, it's part of nanotechnology, and it's like nano-sized particles, and it's a way that the military can actually track like aircraft. It's a bit like chaff. Have you ever heard of like chaff? The military do it. They put it in the atmosphere, and sometimes the satellites can bring it up, and it can actually track aircraft. But it's been applied that it can actually track humans. Now you think about that. Well, we've got your phone here that tracks you, but instead of actually having your phone, you're actually breathing in this dust. I mean, that is one sort of theory that what chemtrails are. Actually spray nanoparticles, we're all breathing it in, and it's one form of way of tracking us, or some other nefarious reasons. So in regards of the portal story, yeah, so you got the drones tracking the portals trying to be open, and you got the fog sort of using as the smart dust trying to track the portals. We're barely January and it's gone crazy. But nevertheless, like I said in my videos, I just have fun with it now, guys. I try not to take conspiracies too theory because, like I said at the beginning of this show, at times it just comes too much, and you just got to take a step back and go like, "Am I full of shit?" You got to have rational thought, you know. Like years ago, back when I was a teenager, I used to like film chemtrails. Actually, there's a video on YouTube. Hold on a minute. I gotta find this. This is old school me back in, I think it's 2009. Where to? It was when I was a teenager. This is it. I'll bring this up now, guys. 2 seconds. More bloody ads. And again, I don't know what it is with Rumble. They're really like, I mean, my mum was saying this the other day. They're really ramping up on their bloody ads. It's annoying. So this is me back in 2009. 2009. Oh my God. And I was 19 years old. So it shows you how long I've been into chemtrails. And this is me in my parents' place filming chemtrails out of a window.
8 o'clock. I'll tell you something now. They're fucking chemtrails, look. Look at all these chemtrails. Bastards. Look at that.
Oh, I feel nostalgic watching this. There we go. That's me, age 19, and I'm now 35. Bloody hell, where the time goes, isn't it? It's crazy. So yeah, 2001, not old school. I don't know. What would you consider old school? 90s, isn't it? Like the 90s rave. Oh, that's always associated with like old school. PlayStation 1, probably. I don't know. But going back to like 2009, I don't know. I kind of feel nostalgic for that time. Could you classify it being nostalgic? Because it is kind of coming up close to like 20 years. Not far off, anyway. So, yeah, that's the fog. Actually, have I got a Dorset experiment video? I think I've got one there. Ah, there it is. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to play this. A few minutes long. And this is all to do with the Dorset experiment and whether or not they were doing something that resembles the fog. We shall see.
The tower on the hill behind me is now part of a holiday park. Its owners not very keen for it to be filmed. Perhaps that's because in the 1960s it was a research base for scientists preparing for the possibility of war with the Soviet Union. The war they envisaged would be fought not only with tanks and bombs, but also with deadly diseases. so-called biological weapons. To see how far these diseases could spread, the scientists used an adapted ship, the ice whale, to spray supposedly harmless organisms called simulants over Dorset and Devon.
The agent will usually be spread as a gas or an aerosol, and it's essential to know how this will behave in different terrains and weather conditions.
Hi, TJ.
These organisms travelled far inland. Testing stations from Bournemouth to Newton Abbot picked up samples of bacteria sprayed by the ice whale. Here, in the Dorset village of East Lulworth, people believe the organisms released in the 1960s may be far from harmless. A survey of 22 families who lived here at the time shows a high number of women went on to develop birth problems or gave birth to children who had health problems themselves.
It all adds up, basically. During the period of the trials, these girls and some of the boys were growing up in this village, and all those children seem to have gone on to have these problems that I spoke about earlier. We know of families that have moved into this village since 1978. They've gone on to have perfectly healthy children, no miscarriages, no disabilities. It only seems to have affected the children who were growing up during this trial period.
Their claims are currently being looked into by the Dorset Health Authority.
It is a very slow process, and it has to be done very carefully, very accurately, because it's important to define how big is the population we're looking at, and we still don't know yet.
There must be something, because every girl's been affected one way or the other. So, you know, one girl suffered a tragedy. Well, all the girls in the village have suffered some sort of tragedy.
Well, I'm going to leave it there because it's 7 minutes long, but you can see the side effects of what it can actually do, especially years later. There was one, there's people in chat. I think I'm a bit better looking than Ollie, mate. Ollie, if you're watching, no offense. This is Ollie from 2009. Yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah, do you know what? Portland Downs, I have heard that that place is extremely like radioactive. It's like a no-go area. It might be in somewhere else, but there are many facilities around England where primarily where the military is based. It's like a no-go area, and Portland Down tests, yeah, it rings a bell. Probably do a bit more research into that, mate. But yeah, your family member was in the military and warned me about Portland Down testing. Bloody hell. Yeah. Avoid at all costs. So if you look at like how like cancers has gone like through the roof, and I'm not saying it could be the thing I can't mention because they got me banned, but it could be a multitude of things. I mean, if you look at like Fukushima and what Chernobyl did, you know, the amount of radiation that was literally spread around the world. I mean, who knows what that's going to do? It definitely would inflate cancer. I mean, who really knows? It's a tricky one, isn't it? So we're kind of like pointing at stuff and going, oh no, that's the problem. That's the problem. It's like the water we drink, the food we eat, the air we breathe. It's like a whole multitude of things, really. So yeah, I'm not doubting whether or not go back to the fog, if that was a biological experiment, 100%. So, but further testing needs to be done. But the coincidences are just like, ooh, bloody hell. Cosmic Dweller, will your show be going on Spotify too? I don't know, mate. I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. I think Ollie was talking about it because basically Ollie he's giving me the keys. I've got access to everything. I mean, I could technically delete the channel if I wanted to. I'm not that dick, don't worry. But literally, I have the whole realm, and he says, right, it's all yours. If it tanks, it tanks. If it does well, it does well. And I think in one way, mate, I know I was listening to Mark Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan, and he was talking about free speech on Facebook. Okay, I mean, you're sort of following the route of Elon Musk. I'm all for it. Absolutely, I'm all for it. But how long is Spotify going to be free speech? And I think Ollie wants to keep Alien Addict going, because if I'm not going to host it, he's going to get someone else. I'm like, oh, that's totally fair. I'll see how I get on. So it's something to fall back on. So when it comes to Spotify, I don't know, mate. Probably, we'll give it a go. Give it a go. I mean, got nothing to lose, isn't it? So, Dancing nurses stuff. Yeah. Specifically turbo cancers. Yeah, especially through the medical intervention. Let's read here. Water supply was contaminated and deliberate. Land here is radioactive to these days. Yeah, same with Chernobyl and Fukushima as well. Don't trust the cuck. Yeah, mate. I mean, I was listening to his interview with Joe Rogan, and you could kind of see he's a bit like a robot, but eventually he started to relax into it, and you could kind of see it doesn't really have a sense of humor. I noticed that. Like I said, he's a bit like a robot. But for him to say, "Oh, it's not intentions to actually block people because of a medical intervention that happened," things I can't really say, but you get the idea. And he says that wasn't their intention. It's like, yeah, it was. You had no bloody choice, really. I mean, it was to be paid by the pharmaceutical company and Biden administration, and he all admitted to that. So if we'll listen to it, mate. But yeah, I don't trust Zuckerberg or, I mean, Elon. I mean, the truth movement are like propping Elon Musk up as like the new savior because he's more or less on our side. But you think he's funded by NASA and the Pentagon? He's all for climate change nonsense. The 50-minute cities. He wants AI robots everywhere. He wants Neuralink in people. And I'm going, hold on a minute. And he's getting into bloody politics now. Ollie mentioned something really interesting. There's a book that was brought up by Werner von Braun, the German rocket scientist who was brought over from Germany into America. He written a book called, oh my God, what was the name? I forgot what it was called. Something. So it's all to do with Mars, basically. And there was this rich entrepreneur who basically built a rocket that went to Mars. And the name of the character is called Elon. It's like, whoa, hold on a minute. I can't remember. It's by Werner von Braun. He wrote a book before he died, and it was all to do with basically a rocket being built by a space agency, and it went to Mars. And the person in charge who went to Mars, the name was called Elon. Crazy, isn't it? Coincidences are absolutely crazy. Hold on. A sense of humor is very human trait. Yeah, true. Very true. He's a reptilian. I wouldn't be barely surprised, mate. Wouldn't be surprised. Sorry about that. Cosmic Twilight. Look at Adam Green stuff. Liz recommended. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely check it out. Corbell's cat. Welcome on in, man. And yeah, glad you can be here with me today. It's a trial and error, this live stream. But yeah, thanks for being in here, man. Appreciate it. Elon Ego is really on the show recently. It has, absolutely. Yeah. It's a bit like Andrew Tate. He wants to be the new British Prime Minister. A lot of stuff he says is true, but I'm going to be honest with you, I cannot stand the guy. The arrogance, the ego, he's misogynistic. He's a bit of a twat waffle. I mean, that's the way I can say it in the nicest way possible. Cheers, man. Thank you. I say trial and error. I've got to get used to it because I'm going on Alien Addict next Friday. So yeah. Oh, it's going to say new people in chat. Next Friday will be the first show of Alien Addicts with me, and that'll be at 9:00. Okay, I'll pre-warn everyone before then. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Bloody shit myself, but step in the right direction for 2025. But yeah, going back to Andrew Tate, he wants to be the new Prime Minister of UK. Good luck, mate. Good bloody luck. Do you know what I mean? I understand his points of views and he's very on point, but it's just the arrogance of the guy I just can't stand. This is what happens when you've got a load of money. Absolutely tons of it. So, got my list here. Chemtrails, toxic fog. Oh, Norway spiral. Right. I was going through Vladimir Kaczynski, which I'm going to show you in a minute. It's basically me now, but back then he was doing like German flying saucer research. And there's a 7-hour presentation that he did. Absolutely bloody crazy. But he showed something which was, I tell you what, where is it to? Tell you what, entire screen. Sod it. Let's do that instead. Let's go to Norway Spiral. See how many pages have got open? It's crazy. So remember this, guys? The Norway Spiral? Someone said that this is a rocket. It's a portal to another dimension. We got a better photograph. Sorry, it's really small. I can't really see it. Ah, it's tiny. Anyway, you get the idea. You get the idea. So is this spiral that happened? Go about what 2010, I think, something like that. Many different theories about this, and whether or not it was a missile doing. Basically, when it gets to a certain altitude, it starts to spin and turn, and it does have this glowing effect. And there are videos of this rockets doing this strange glowing effect as it gets to a certain altitude. However, as I was going through Vladimir Tzitsky, and I'll talk about him in a minute. Where is he to? Oh my God, got so many. Right.
And this is probably the most revealing photograph where they show
Mr. Vladimir. Yeah, so this is a 7.5-hour presentation on German flying saucers. I'm going to get to Vladimir on Alien Addict quite soon. Nevertheless, he shows something in his book that resembles the spiral effect in Norway, but this is going back to ancient China. Let's just listen to what Vladimir has to say.
The account talks about anti-gravity saucers being powered like an flying electric motor. This is a very interesting contactee account from Red China. And here, unlike in Britain where the crop circle is on the surface,
this is it there.
On the ground, here the drag of the craft affects space-time and the atmosphere in such a way that we have a circle formation on the underside of the craft. We have a white and a black forces chasing.
Do you see what I mean? Is I'm trying to track this book because this is going back to like ancient China, but it's the same bloody thing, isn't it? It's the Norway spiral. So if that was a rocket, how come it's going back to ancient China? Do you know what I mean? But we'll continue.
Each other in a kind of a never-ending yin and yang frenzy, ever chasing and never reaching each other. This is a rotational dipole. The yin and yang is basically a rotational dipolar vortex. I've seen also a triple yin and yang where 3 entities are changing each other in a circle. This is a rotating tripole. The swastika is a very simplified representation of a rotational quadrupole of 4 poles, plus minus rotating. We will see very soon that this is exactly the case. Some Russian experiments prove that the swastika is basically a representation of their quadrupolar anti-gravity drive.
But it's strange, isn't it? I mean, if we go back to we get to this book in a minute. But yeah, it's the same effect. Isn't it? That spiral effect. It's uncanny. I mean, you really are debunking the fact that this is a rocket. And I'm saying that this is exactly the same as the Norway spiral. And I believe it happened in another place as well. Is this the portal that's opening up? That Dave has been banging on about? Who knows? Who knows? But this is going back, Norway spiral. This is like 2010, 12, or something like that. It was a few years ago. But nevertheless, I thought it was interesting to bring it up. And if I do find this book, I will go into more detail and trying to find anything else that looked like this ice cream cone effect in the sky. But I would say that looks just like the Norway spiral. Let's go back to the Norway spiral here. See? Hold on. There you go. That to that. Coincidence? I think not. There you go. So I thought I'd show that for you. I thought that was quite interesting as I found it. I was like, oh, that's a bit unusual, isn't it? Very unusual. All right, let's get back to chat. Where are we to? You'll be fine, Nick. Ollie's leaving the keys to a good guy. Sure, you have some good guests already know too. Yeah. All the original guests we got Iden. He's probably buggered off now. It's getting 4:20. And yeah, Matt as well, and guys as well. Ollie, Lee, and Dave will be back. Trust me, they will pop on now and then. But like I said, it's just leaving the keys to me. But yeah, I've got honestly the amount of material I got here, and I've got a bookshelf right here that's got 5 times the amount of books. I mean, I don't need the internet for research. I've got everything here, really. It's going to be really interesting. I'm going to sort of shape things up a little bit. Still be Alien Addict, but just something a little bit different. 2012. If I remember correctly, Osama was on flight to that place where the spiral appeared at the same day. Really? Huh. Obama. Sorry, did I say Osama? Yeah, we haven't seen that spiral in quite a number of years. I wonder if it'll pop up in 2025. Multitude of them, I wonder. It's going to be very interesting. I've never seen the spiral before. Yeah, again, it's only like a really rare event. If we go back to the spiral again. Actually, I'm trying to think where this actually came out. The Norway spiral. Oh, yeah, here it is. The Norwegian spiral anomaly of 2009. Yes, going back a fair few years ago. And it did happen again a few years after that. They were saying, oh, it's rockets and stuff like that, which it can make some sort of effect in the sky, but the spiral effect is just, it's just crazy. There's a portal, guys. Huh. Very interesting. Yeah, you could go down so many different rabbit holes, but that's a crazy effect. That's stunning. I'll definitely shit myself if I saw that. Oh god. Like, all good, mate. Do your thing. We'll be here for it. Oh, thank you, mate. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So I've got a few things left. Let's get to I tell you, we will talk about publications I bought on German flying saucers. So on Alien Addicts, I'm going to be doing 2 shows a month, all on German flying saucers. Obviously, be live streams, and I'm going to be breaking the whole thing down. Literally, like, there's no other YouTube channel that's going to be doing what I'm going to be doing. I mean, from beginning to end, like literally the balls, tits, and ass of like German flying saucers. So I've been buying a lot of publications on eBay and through various websites, trying to get these publications from all over the world. One of them I got, it's this. Yeah, it's got a swastika on it. I sold it anyway. Nazi UFOs, Secret Bases Exposed by Dr. Frank E. Strange. I'm going to bring it up because I've taken some photographs. Because what I've been doing is trying to track back Vril. I've done a presentation on Vril before. But I wanted to know whether or not Vril can be tracked back like decades ago, because Maria Orsic, I mentioned about her many, many times. She started to appear only in 1992 in a book called Das Vril Project. And there's so many different types of photographs of her in regards of basically having psychic powers to build these anti-gravity flying saucers known as Haunabu and Vril. So what I have here is a publication, and I'm going to read through, because this is not on the internet. This is the first time I'm going to show you, because I cannot find Vril Society and Maria Orsic before 1992. The Vril Society, yes, there was, but Maria Orsic and those 3 psychics, Sigrun was another one, who was another psychic, can't find anywhere, not even through history books. It's only until 1992. But this book, well, it's not really a book, it's a publication that came out in, hold on, I've got 2 screens here, and I'm so not used to it. There we go. Right, okay. This book here came out in 1982, okay? So this was before Maria Orsic and Haunabu and Vril flying saucers. These were these turbine-driven aircraft. So if I skip to page 10, where it says Secret discs here, there's a little extract here. And this is to do with the opening ceremonies in Berlin in 1936. The opening ceremonies. Obviously, this was 2 years before World War II started. 3 years before the World War II started. So I'm just going to read this extract here, okay? During the opening ceremonies, all nations participated in the special opening day parade. The athletes competing in the games marched proudly before the great crowd with their national flags held high. When they passed before the Führer, Adolf Hitler, they all lowered their flags, except the United States. Listen. Hitler gritted his teeth, yeah, literally, and turned his head to the other direction. He had been advised by 3 psychics that he would become the ruler of the world in the near future. This effort by the United States further resolved him to his ultimate goal of world leader. So there was 3 psychics that was at the opening ceremonies for the games, and telling the mustachio man himself, Adolf Hitler, that he would be the new ruler of the world. Bits of a problem with that, because would you like to see Hitler actually at the games? Okay, I'm going to show you, because this is absolutely hilarious. Okay, so remember, opening ceremony. He is watching the games. United States didn't lower the flag. He got really pissed off, and now he wants to take over the world because of it. And 3 psychics told him so. Didn't mention about Maria Orsic. However, this is Adolf Hitler at the opening ceremonies in Berlin. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a guy off his face. Look at him. Look at him go. That is... Look at him. He's just high as fuck. He was on a cocktail of drugs, Hitler himself. But how the hell is he actually concentrated? This guy's lost his bloody marbles. Look at him. And where are the 3 psychics? You see what I mean? We actually have video footage of this. So going back to this book here, doesn't really make any sense. Speed, I think. Hey, Moody. How's it going, man? Nice YouTube notification. Got here eventually, though. Yeah, thank you for being here, Moody. Much appreciated. You tend to be very popular on the UFO channels, but no, thanks for being here, man. And just to let you know, Moody, next Friday will be the first live stream of me on Alien Addict, which will be at 9 p.m. So I just thought to let you know. I'll remind everyone at the end anyway. Yes, speed and a few other things. Yeah, was it meth or something like that? Some sort of speed. I've done speed before, but I never was like that. I just went running. But yeah, so we can really get rid of the idea that 3 psychics told him that he's going to be the ruler of the world, unless they were there and they were to the left of him and told him that he was going to be the ruler. But this guy, again, mustachio man, look, off his face. I'll have what he's having. So there we go. That is for Mustachio Man. But yeah, that publication was talking about the psychics, which was the only mention of a potentially Maria Orsic, even though I can't find any publications. This is the problem that I found with German flying saucers. Let's get Mustachio Man off before the algorithms kick me off. It really is a tricky one, because have I got a photograph here? So look, got any flying saucers about? No, I don't. It's because the truth movement say one thing, that the Germans did build anti-gravity flying saucers and Maria Orsic was there and all that. But through the publications I've got, and I've got a hell of a lot of them, spent a lot of money and really try and break down the foundations of what makes this conspiracy, whether or not the Germans, Nazi Germany, built anti-gravity flying saucers. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say no on that one. They would have used it. They definitely would have used it if they would have built 5 models of these Hanabu with bloody gun turrets underneath it. Like, things don't really make sense. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to make something anti-gravity, and I would say that would be the Bell project, because there is actually documentations to say or suggest that there was some sort of project taking place to do with field physics in terms of there's a specific word for it, electromagnetic. Blah, blah, blah. I can't think of it. I've got to really do a deep dive into the Bell project. So yeah, who knows, man? Germans could have built these anti-gravity flying saucers, but we would have seen them, and I'm pretty sure we'll all be speaking bloody German. I would have thought. Anyway. Oh, what have I got here? Last thing, mule lovers. I managed to get. I'm on TikTok, and my God, I can't stand it. It's bloody terrible, absolutely terrible. But nevertheless, let's bring up another place. Have I got it here? Oh, here too. It's ice cream, sod it. Let's bring up, yes, Twitter. Oh my God. Oh my God. Rotary, if you're still in chat. I saw you comment. And you put gay. It was funny. Yeah, 2 people I cannot trust. Do you know with Alien Addict, right? I want it to be like a like no drama and all that, but there's things that's got to be said. I do not trust both of these people, especially when it comes to CIA agents and Jeremy Corbell. I'm sorry, it's just if you want to call them grifters and all that, but yeah, you ain't gonna get the truth from either of these guys. Absolutely terrible. But yeah, I put a bookmark on there. I can't really find it, but you put a comment where he's saying gay. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I couldn't agree more. Okay, I put this for a reason, right? I kind of find her a bit attractive, but in a weird way. Oh my God, no music. I don't know. I know she's like hippie type, but yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'll date her. Mrs. didn't bloody hear me. Yeah, the wildfires. How they started, I think a lot of people now are saying arson, which I know there's a man being arrested for it. A lot of people have been saying that is linked to direct energy weapons. Again, not ruling that out. Look at Miami and everything blue that didn't burn. In fact, there was a video of 2 dustbins that weren't burnt down. But an ember, as you can see in a minute, I think I've got a video of McDonald's just absolutely being annihilated by the wind, and the embers coming off could potentially hit the top of this the palm tree. But bear in mind, me being a gardener, these palm trees are quite moist in the middle. The core of it is actually you'll have a bit of moisture in it. So for it to actually catch fire, unless the leaves caught fire and then eventually made its way down. But I did find that a bit odd. Again, the embers are just they're horrendous. I didn't save the video. No, I didn't. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna concentrate on chat for a minute. Oh, on 2 seconds. Acid was the best for me at raves. Yeah, I know you got to be in control environment for that, mate. I mean, I've done enough mushrooms that would be considered as an acid trip, but I don't know, man. Different time periods. The 90s was like that was your time, and I was only a kid when I was back in the 90s. So if you were like raving back then that was definitely a big deal at the time, especially ecstasy as well. That was a big raving drug. I that didn't help when I was a teenager. When I took ecstasy, it just didn't. Yeah, you live and learn. You live and learn. I've never been about anti-gravity. They're about flight. When the control anti-gravity, controlled time. That's what they've been working towards. However, real time travel is, yeah, time travel. Yeah, I don't know. That's one aspect I haven't really gone into, Moody, to be honest with you. Whether or not someone's actually tried to do time travel. Actually, wasn't there a guy I saw on the Y-Files who built like this portal or this time machine. I can't remember. He had like looked like a hippie, like long beard and all that. I don't know, man. Anti-gravity. I suppose if could you do time travel with anti-gravity? I don't know. The possibilities are endless. But yeah, I like your theory, man. That's good. So much like yeah, Maui, yeah. You drowned in her world, Backcombs hair, Nick. Oh right. Thank you very much. I try my best. Gravity equals time, Nick. All right. Does it? See, I'm bloody clueless when it comes to this sort of stuff. I tell you what, our next show with Hidden, I think we're going to be doing the Majestic 12 documents, but no, I quite like this time travel stuff. I'll look into that. Anything you could recommend, Moody? Anything I'll probably links ain't going to work in chat, but is there anything you can let me know, like any books on this subject? I find that quite interesting. Again, it's like a subject I haven't really looked into, but I know definitely not ruling it out for sure. I quite like that Star Trek sort of stuff. That was an awesome episode on Wi-Files. Yes, you know the one I'm talking about. It was I can't remember his name. I don't think I can play Wi-Files. Let's bring up Wi-Files. I say play the video, I would say. Let's bring that up. The Wi-Files. The guy's name. Yeah, he's been banging these videos out, like the presentations, it's just the whole format, and Hecklerfish. I look at the Hecklerfish is absolutely hilarious. Absolutely brilliant. It's just, you got to add the comedy side to it. This is the thing with these videos. Where is it to? Oh, that's the one here. This is it. What was the guy's name? Backward Time Machine by Madman Mike Markham. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to do an episode on that. Eden, if you're still there, mate, we're going to do an episode on time travel. So yeah, this is go check out this backyard time machine and the Wi-Files. They're fantastic videos. How many subscribers? Plenty. I tell you what, I remember watching the Wi-Files when you had like 2,000 subscribers. Now it's got 4.45 subscribers. Bloody hell! Sorry, 4 million and 45 subscribers, whatever. Right, what else have I got here on Twitter, as one would say? There was a really detailed shot. Oh, hold on. Chupacabra put this up on his feed. This was debunked by yeah. I don't know if you guys seen the debunk of this, but this is actually faked, believe it or not. Yeah, there's bloody screams in those videos. Absolutely bloody ridiculous. But yeah, unfortunately, this was debunked for sure. Absolutely 100% debunked. There was something in that. Oh, that's just terrible. So I don't mean to be like downing people about this, but I saw the photographs and videos of what's been going on in Los Angeles. It's absolutely terrible. Yeah, thoughts and prayers for everyone in there. Last but not least, this was the gimbal footage. Whether or not it's actually real footage of it, but it's quite enhanced. Don't look like a Tic Tac. Let's play that again. So it's gone from a cylindrical object to morphing, like shape-shifting. It's crazy, isn't it? So yeah, that was an enhanced version of the gimbal footage. Yeah, those is it Go Fast gimbal? Those are the footage that the mainstream media keep pushing out as evidence of extraterrestrials or something unusual. But I have to admit, it's the most crappiest footage to use for proving that. I can't really say it's drones or anything like that because it's the heat signature you're getting off it. You're not actually getting the full spectrum of the object itself, except for this. As you see, it's been you can see here it's like a cylindrical ball. So who knows, man? Who knows? Yeah, I like stuff by Stephen Greenstreet. He's pretty much on the nose with everything. So we talked about chemtrails. What else we got here? Yeah, go check out this. This is how far AI's got. This is crazy. Oh, hold on. This is all AI, like horror stuff. Absolutely love it. And the music. So yeah. But this is AI now. This is crazy. I'm thoroughly entertaining. Oh. I've just hit the mute button on here because I don't want to get a bloody copyright strike or anything like that. You know what YouTube's like. But this is what AI can do now. Crazy. I love the music though. Okay. There we go. I think that's it, guys. For my test run for my second live stream. Let's just check out chat before I leave. Sorry, Nick, beer run. Oh, don't worry, man. You got to do grab a beer, man. I ain't 420'd yet. I promised myself I've got to be like straight headed at the moment. AI is getting better and better. Yeah, honestly. Like some of the pictures of like the women that come up on Twitter, all flipping AI, you can tell, but it's getting a bit like too real, where they can actually add movements. In fact, there's actually a YouTube video that can take old like 16th century paintings or even like photographs from the early 18th century, and they can actually make the picture move and smile and turn their head. It is just crazy how far we've got. But I mean, that video I showed there, I mean, that just shows you how far it's gone now. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, man. It's like I said, I've been waiting for the UFO footage to come out, the alien and UFOs invasion, the AI version of it. It's going to happen sometime. In fact, the thumbnail for this video, I used Grok on Twitter as a AI generator, and that is, I think I put in live streaming in a field, and it put up that thumbnail for that. So I thought it was quite interesting. They remember that when playing the video on I have no idea about graphics card, mate. DJ, I got a new gaming PC. It's cost a lot of money. In technical terms, is 1,300. So it was like the full spectrum and all that because I got it from Overclockers and Overclockers. Got the name on the PC there, and he was saying that. I sent him an email. I said, "Look, I have no idea. Could you let me know what to get?" And they sent me all the PCs that were like the bloody top end. I was like, but the thing is, I haven't really done any videos on German flying saucers because I was relying on my bloody £150 laptop. So now I've like seriously upgraded. I can actually, I mean, this PC is so fast. So I'm not too sure about graphics cards and stuff like that, mate. It's all pretty much new to me. So yeah, but keep me informed anyway, mate. What's say Moody? I remember in the 90s on UK TV, the full video of the crop circle clip was shown. I remember that. I think it was ITV. In it, the UK TV graphics effects company showed that the clip was a demo of the effects that could be done. Yes. Do you know what? Bloody idiot. I didn't put the bloody clip. There is a clip, guys. If you want to go check it out, it has been debunked, but it shows you what could have been done back in the 90s. I love stuff back in the 90s, stuff like that. I mean, I thought that was real when I first saw it. Moody, could you remember something called Strange But True back in the 90s? It was on ITV. I've got a few clips I'm going to be showing on Alien Addicts because there was like, it was a bit like Arthur C. Clarke sort of show, but it had like paranormals, aliens, and stuff like that. Yeah, it was called Strange But True it was by ITV, and I think was it Michael Parkinson's that did it, the TV presenter. Later on the internet, the clip was cropped only to show the crop circle creation. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, this is it. That's very much true. Yeah, it goes to show what Tupo was put out. I mean, it's not his fault, you know. That clip is not really circulated that wild throughout the internet, especially ufology. So it's easily for someone. But yeah, fortunately, guys, that has been debunked. The Y-Files used to debunk everything. Now he's moving as a believer. Yes, very, very true. Makes me wonder if he is honest or just changed because there are more money in it. Tricky one. I think when you're dealing with like UFOs, conspiracies, and stuff like that, the more you go into it, I think the more you can become more open-minded. I mean, if you look at Alien Addict, well, I was speaking to Ollie, as we're like friends now. We've been friends for a year. Don't worry about that. but we're a bit more closer as we speak on the phone. And Alien Addict started off as basically a debunk channel. But where do debunk channels get now? Nowhere. It's the same views and all that. This is why I want to change Alien Addict. It's something a bit better, more entertaining. You know, don't stick down a debunk avenue because there are strange stuff that's been going on in the world. There really is. You cannot deny that. And just to debunk everything and say no, it's something simplified than that. I think it's nonsensical. I mean, I've always liked subjects that challenges the mindset. I've always liked conspiracies and all that, but like as mentioned in the beginning of the show, is that you just sometimes you've got to take a step back and try to find a logical explanation. But again, not ruling out there is something definitely going on. But yeah, you're right. I remember when he first started, he was definitely a debunker and that become more of a believer. And that's more entertaining. But in regards of whether or not he wants to get more money out of it, possibility, but he's on the right track. I mean, he must be bloody raking it in on YouTube. It's getting millions of views. So I can't blame him though, you know. But Hecklerfish, bloody brilliant. I was down 2 cans for fuck's sake. Oh no, man. Oh, go get more. Don't overdo it, mate. Moody, as the rest of the show never appeared online, just a cropped circle clip remains. Yeah, I've seen that clip like spreaded quite a bit for the past week, especially on Twitter. My brain still finds all the AI generated videos painful. Yeah, my missus is she does like comic book art, so she's very against AI because you're technically stealing other people's. Well, the AI is basically taking other people's art forms and applying it something different. So when it comes to like copyrights, I mean, that's going to become like a massive issue. I mean, if you say to like Grok on Twitter, it says, create me a logo looking like it's got a triangle and a circle around it. And then, for instance, Audi comes along and says, actually, no, that's our bloody symbol. So I think it's just like massive lawsuits waiting to happen. But it does get a bit cringe, especially with the naked women pictures. That faked in AI. God damn you, Twitter. Why is it doing that? There's some real, very fake stills about it. Yeah, it's freaky. You can still tell when it's AI, isn't it? It's sometimes it's a bit too clean, especially on the chest area. Just saying, skin tone and all that, you know. And the fingers as well, still hasn't got it. The painting old photos things, that is good use for it. It's much more suitable, just slightly turning face. Makes the image cover come alive. Yeah, this is in regards of the I can't remember what YouTube channel it is, but he was taking like old photographs. You can actually make him look alive, and you take your dead relatives and, you know, grab a photograph and say, right, but you can even do it yourself. I mean, this is how crazy it is. It's just quite clever, but yeah, something I wouldn't, especially when it comes to like loved ones, like you lost like a child or something like that, and it's kind of like really hard to sort of let go, and you're relying on, just take that scenario for instance, and then you're relying on that app to sort of trying to rekindle the love that you had for the kid, and like trying to in one way sort of ease your pain, but at the same time you're not really moving on because you could be relying on this AI generated thing that doesn't really exist. Do you know what I mean? It really depends on the person. So it's, yeah, used for good. I mean, those videos I've been seeing of the 18th century people moving around and all that is interesting, but again, depends on the person. Overclockers, sorry, yes, they're good. Yeah, the reason why I went with them because my missus, she does Twitch and she's got a really good, decent PC. And the thing is, if anything goes wrong with it, I can send it back, or they can send me new replacements. So I thought it was worth the money. You could go down the second-hand route, but I thought I like things new. Do you know what I mean? With warranty. You know, I just don't trust the thing. The bloody thing's got 7 fans in it. I was like, it's got 1 on the motherboard, it's got 2 on the end, it's got 3 at the front. I'm like, these 7 fans, but apparently it gets hot. Apparently, shows how much I know about PCs. I have bought stuff from them before. Yeah, I have heard that they've been really, really good. Again, that's why I went with them. So yeah, fingers crossed that things work out. But everything's nice and smooth, which is quite nice to see. Yeah, I remember Strange But True. Wasn't it Parkinson? Yes, Michael Parkinson. That was it. Yeah, that show. Yeah. I found all the videos on YouTube. They're still there. Question everything. Yes, absolutely. Question everything for sure. Drinking cans is cheaper than going out to the pub. Man, I quite like going to the pub. I quite like socializing, actually, to a certain degree, especially with like-minded people. But I do love a cold cider. As you can tell, I'm from the southwest. Well, I'm from Bristol, and we're a cider country. As you can tell, probably tell by my accent. You know, we sound like farmers and lady pirates. But I do love a really cold Thatcher's on a hot summer day. Absolutely. But I can't have like 3 pints of cider because the acid reflux. And beer and lager now, mate, is like just makes me feel bloated. Literally, like bread now makes me bloated like hell. So if I have a lager or beer, it's like having a loaf of bread. Makes me feel so uncomfortable. It's horrible. But I'm a cider drinker. DJ used to do 420, but got bored when it used to take a Henry and get high. Yeah, I mean, you know me and Hidden, we like our 420s, but I kind of rely on it probably a little bit too much. This is why 2025 I want to take a step back and concentrate on clearing my head and everything, and trying to get things in perspective. This is why I hold off on this show, and especially with Alien Addict as well. The crop circle video, they used analog effects. Yes, back in the 90s they did. Trick with 2 static images. I think the lights orb was also the analog light effect, not a computer effect, I think. Yeah, a lot of these, if you look at, I tell you what, let's bring up screen. Have you heard of, what's it called? The Gulf Breeze sighting. This was by Ed Walters back in 1988, 1987 to 1988. I've got the original book here that's actually signed by them. I don't know if you can see this, guys. I'm sorry if I can auto view image. Can I zoom in? No, I can't. Okay. Hope you can see that. 2 seconds. Oh, you can see it. Cool. Right. Yeah. This, I think, Moody, this was the same effect that Ed Walters. I do not believe in the Gulf Breeze sightings. There were UFO sightings, but Ed Walters, who was having these UFO experiences, especially the one that he's taken here, I think, obviously this was taken by a Polaroid camera. I think he used that effects, mate, where he cropped the image. I don't know how he managed to do it on a Polaroid photograph. And I know MUFON, the UFO organization, was with him at the time, which I don't really trust them either. But I think this is how he did it. There are some other photographs as well. Yeah, there is another one as well. Sorry, guys, if you can't really see it. No, sorry, guys. But yeah, you can see it's a very, very poor effect that Ed Walters was taken. But yeah, that is called the Gulfbury sightings, and I believe, Moody, that it was the same effect that he used for that as well. So yeah, it's basically cropping a picture together. That is a very old style effect. They used to do it back years ago with like the old ghost photos. Remember that back in the day, like in the 1920s? Same sort of thing. Terrestrial materials, Matt. Sorry, I'm late, Nick. No, don't worry about it, mate. It's all good. I read your bloody message wrong. Sorry, I'm late to the chat, Nick. But no worries, man. You're doing great on Alien Addict. Looking forward to watching. Oh, cheers, man. And you can pop on anytime you want, mate. I'm not going to force you. When it comes to like ufology and like hot topics, that is, I'll get you on, mate. If you don't mind, it'd be much appreciated. But people love you, man. And I'm going to be honest with you, Matt. I'm kind of a bit jealous of you. The way you can speak, the way you're so knowledgeable when it comes to ufology. A little bit jealous. I'm sure I'll catch up anyway. But no, everyone go check out Terrestrial Material. I think you're taking a break, isn't it? I think you're coming back. I think beginning of the year. I think you were mentioning, Matt, if you're still in chat. It would be good to see you back again. But yeah, ufology is like, are we going to get any bloody disclosure? No. Of course not. You all know that by now. But we can always bloody speculate. We all can do that. Eyes and UFOs. Absolutely. You drunk? No, that was DJ. DJ's been drinking. Oh, dear. DJ, I used to live in Plymouth. All right. Oh, nice. Anything goes along in Plymouth? That's next to the seaside, isn't it? I think. With recent AI videos, due to the unnatural movement, images shifting, I find it makes you unnerved. Your sense are telling go. Your senses are telling go. There's something very wrong there. I know it depends on what videos you're watching, mate. With the AI, I haven't really seen like the really good. Well, except for that video I showed you there. Yeah, there is an oddity to it in terms of. I mean, yeah, the unnatural movements is one thing, but that's going to get even more perfected through the years to come anyway, especially this year. I mean, look at the past like year alone. I mean, Matt Terrestrial Materials was showing you videos that were just every single live stream we did has got better and better and better when it comes to like AI. Absolutely crazy. So who knows where it's going to go? But in terms of your senses, I don't know, man. I'll bear that in mind. About them, I'd see how it makes me feel. Strange Witchery was cheesy as fuck. Yeah, it was. I'd say on Alien Addict, don't worry, we've got. I'm going to be playing a few video clips on there. But yeah, it was. Again, this is ITV. They don't take things seriously. This is back in the 90s. Bear in mind, you had X-Files and some other programs as well. I didn't have Sky back when I was a kid. I only had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 channels. So Strange but True was very much on the cars back in the day. It is better when it's done skillfully, though. Yes, if it's done right in the right hands, absolutely, 100%. People still call me a Janner. Janer? What's that, DJ? Janer. I've heard of. I thought I was going to say jitter. Then I haven't heard that word in a long time. Janer. What the hell was that, man? What the hell was that? I've never even heard that one before. I quit 420 a long time ago. Yeah, I think it's good to sort of have a clear head. Personally, I like to smoke, especially on stressful days. I mean, in 2024, it did help quite a bit. But you can overdo it. Same with like any sort of drugs. I mean, like even like drink as well. You can easily overdo it. But yeah, it depends on the person, man. You know, if you've been doing it for so long and a continuous smoking habit, eventually you might get bored of it, or eventually it doesn't really do anything to you. It's just like, well, what's the bloody point of actually continuing if it's not really doing effect because your tolerance are pretty much up to standard. Cigarettes were harder to quit. Yeah. Oh my God. I tell you what, I used to smoke weed with tobacco. And then I stopped smoking tobacco about 5 years ago. And my missus says to me, you became such a dick And then I remember I stopped smoking weed as well, and she said you came even with a bigger dick, and I was like, yeah, well, I've got... So when I do smoke weed, it's blunts, but it's only on very rare occasions for those special intelligence agencies who are watching me right now. Go get a life, and yeah, I only do it on very rare occasions, and definitely not every day. So yeah, quitting cigarettes, mate, is a hard thing to do, but it's very rewarding, and I suppose you've got the energy levels up. I have no idea what a Janner is. No, I don't even know that, mate. A Janner? Janer. Oh my god, crap at reading. Quitting 420 and roll up at the same time. Don't miss 420. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Moderation is the main thing. Moderation. not bother to look it up. Ah, that's right, mate. Don't worry about it. Janer. Any guys know what Janer is? If you've heard of it. Don't laugh. I just woke up in TV for the summer as a young teen. The BBC Children's Science Department. All right, don't worry, I never miss a sample in the science department. Oh my god! Now, kids, now. I tell you what. Looking at Jimmy Savile now, it's the guy looks like a pedophile. Even my mum would say the same thing. Like, never liked him. Never liked him. He looks like a creep with that bloody haircut. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's the BBC has been caught out recently, isn't it? In the past like 6 months of what they're actually capable of, actually hiding pedophiles. But I've really got to watch out what I say because I might get in trouble again. But Moody, you have your way with words, mate. I do appreciate that. That horsecock Maria Orsic thing you put out the other day absolutely had me in stitches. Oh yeah, Matt, you're still in chat. Yeah, thanks, Matt. Again, Matt, if there's anything like really big in ufology that I need a hand with, I hope you don't mind popping on. And it's good when two people's there. I kind of miss Hidden. He's buggered off, isn't he, Hidden? He said, "I'll stick around." Yeah, right. So yeah. Anything else in chat? Mention on Saturday night, guys, be hunting UFOs. You're gonna find hose in the sky, that's for sure. Bristol has got a lot of hose. Right, guys, I'm gonna end stream. It's been 1.5 hours, bloody hell. So yeah, this has been a tester. Ready for next Friday, which is, when is that day? I've got to give you a date. When is next Friday? Hold on. Next Friday is the 17th. So Friday the 17th at 9 p.m. I will be going live on Alien Addict. I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be planning ahead. Yes, I will be shitting myself. I get a scotch or two with me. Might help me out. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting year for me and for Alien Addict. Who knows? It's going to be very unpredictable, but what I've got planned for Alien Addict is something a little bit different. I know we had like certain subjects we'll talk about, and we tend to stick to that subject, and obviously we veer off and all that. So I'm just trying to think something a bit different, something that other UFO channels on YouTube don't really do. So in terms of, I mean, I'd quite like to talk about true crime at some point, but I don't think that really fits Alien Addict. But I'm going to add like strange events and like strange stuff that's going around the world, because there's been a lot of it recently, especially in 2024. Like, I mean, like strange glows in the sky, strange noises, these balls of light, you know, drones and all that sort of malarkey. So yeah, we'll talk all about that stuff. So yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. But again, I think once I get a few episodes in, I will roll into the ball of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's going to be good, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, hopefully you'll join me on Friday. Hold on, I'm going to put something up. I wonder if this is going to work. The music on before I leave. Okay, so everyone in chat, thank you so much. So we've got here Asshammer, DJ, Buddha Mongrel, S-Hammer, I already mentioned you before, Terrestrial Materials, DW, thanks for being here, man. And who else we've got? Have I missed? Hidden, he's gone, he's already 420. So yeah, that is it from me, guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm looking forward to see you on next Friday, the 17th at 9 p.m. on Alien Addict. A very, very interesting show. So, yeah, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I don't like to say boys and girls. Kind of makes me feel... There's something like Jimmy Savile would have said, boys and girls. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I shall see you very soon on The Cosmic Twilight and Alien Addict as well. All right. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night.